You ever watch high level swimming and see this turn and think to yourself, man, I wish I could do that. So then you go to the pool and you give it a try and you fail epically. Well, the reason for that is because this turn is actually really hard. And if you do it wrong, you could end up going slower and even get yourself DQ'd. Here's the good news though. I've got a simple 2-drill progression that's gonna get you looking like a pro in no time. Stick around, you're gonna wanna check this out. What's up guys, I'm CoachMattZ. I'm the head coach of Davis Aquatic Masters out in California, and I also make YouTube videos for people looking to learn more and elevate their swimming. If you want to get better at swimming, click that subscribe button and start watching. I post new videos as often as I can, all aimed at making you a better swimmer. So let's talk about this backstroke to breaststroke turn that you see all of our high level swimmers doing. It may look like a flip turn, but it's not, because a flip turn is actually illegal when going from back to breast in an IM. When you're swimming IM, you have to legally finish each stroke, meaning you have to finish backstroke on your back or your side as long as your shoulders aren't past vertical. Because of this, our top level athletes have figured out a way to do a sort of hybrid turn that combines an open turn with a flip turn. We call it a crossover turn. Let's break down this turn so you understand all the different parts. So starting with the approach to the wall, it's gotta be a good one. If it's too long, there's a chance you could turn all the way over and end up getting DQ'd. And if it's too short, you're gonna crash into the wall and have a rough time. So make sure you know your stroke count and you end on a great stroke. On your last stroke, you're gonna rotate onto your side and reach for the wall with your top hand. This is different than what we normally do. Usually when we come into the wall for an open backstroke turn, we touch the wall with our bottom hand. So this is something you're gonna have to get used to, but don't worry, one of our drills later on is gonna address that, so stay tuned. Next, when your hand hits the wall, you're gonna do a front flip. A lot of people have the urge to do a back flip here. That is incorrect. You do a front flip pretty much as if you were doing a normal flip turn. When your feet hit the wall, simply push off and start your breaststroke pull-out. Simple, right? Maybe not. It's actually really hard, and you're probably gonna look and feel pretty silly the first couple times you try this. So let's make it a little easier for you with this little drill progression. Hey guys, I'm just gonna pause the video here to ask you for a huge favor. If you like this video, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. And if you like the content, click the subscribe button. Your support helps the channel continue to grow, and I really appreciate it. And while I have you, I wanted to let you in on a sweet deal that I have with Finis. Right now, you can get 20% off all Finis gear when you use the code CoachMattZ. So go to finisswim.com, load up that shopping cart, and enjoy the discount. Now back to the video. So for the first drill, we're gonna work on getting comfortable with the approach and specifically reaching with the top hand. Full disclosure, I couldn't really think of a good name for this drill, so I'm just gonna call it the crossover turn approach drill. If you've got a better name, let me know down in the comments. This drill is super simple. You're just gonna swim backstroke, and every 3 to 5 strokes, you're gonna reach with the top hand as if you were reaching for the wall. Once you get the feeling for this, you can take it a step further and practice on the wall to make sure you have that stroke count down. Just start from about halfway and swim into the wall. We're just gonna work on practicing the finish here and making sure we're reaching with that top hand. And remember, it's gotta be a perfect finish. All right, so now that we've got that final stroke figured out, it's time to add the flip. And we're gonna practice that first by using the lane line. This is another drill that I need a name for, so help me out in the comments. I'm just calling it the crossover turn lane line pull drill. So for this one, you're gonna swim backstroke right up against the lane line. When you're ready, you're gonna reach with your top hand, grab the lane line, and flip yourself over. This is essentially the motion of the crossover turn, just without the wall. Practice this a bunch of times to get the feel for it. You wanna be really comfortable with it before you move on to the wall. Once you do feel good about it, it's time to put it all together. All right, so let's talk about how we're gonna practice this on the wall. And to do this, you're gonna start at about halfway. It's important to give yourself enough space to get your backstroke up to speed and get a good stroke count in. Swim into the wall, finishing on a great stroke on your side with your top hand reaching for the wall. Once your hand hits the wall, you're gonna do a front flip, then push off the wall and start your breaststroke pullout. Practice this a few times, then start working it into your IM workouts and eventually into your races. Take your time though. This is a tricky turn and you want to have it down before you bust it out in one of your races. Now, before you invest a bunch of time into learning this, I want you to understand the positives and negatives of this turn. Positive number one is that if you nail this turn, it will be fast. There's a reason why all of our best swimmers do it, and it's not just because it looks cool, although that is kind of a nice byproduct. The reason they do it is because it's the quickest way to do a backstroke to breaststroke turn without doing a standard flip turn. But on the negative side, it's very difficult. You definitely need to practice this because if you are not proficient at it, it could end up being slower and can easily lead to a DQ if you're not careful. Another negative that I don't think a lot of people think about is that you're not going to be able to get a great breath before you go into your breaststroke pullout. And this is going to make that breaststroke underwater a lot more difficult. So to sum it all up, the crossover turn is a super cool turn that can definitely help you shave time off of your IM swims, but it's difficult and can take an investment of time to learn. So before you spend a bunch of your precious pool time practicing this one skill, ask yourself if it's really worth it. I generally think that everyone should at least give it a try because you never know, maybe you'll pick it up really fast. And if you are someone who swims IM a lot in your workouts or in competitions, I think it's worth a little bit more of a time investment. But if you're finding yourself really struggling with this skill, don't stress about it. You can always do the standard issue back to breast open turn. This is still a fast turn and you're probably not going to get DQ'd while you're doing it. Just do what works best for you. There you have it, guys, my simple 2-drill progression to learn one of the most difficult skills in all of swimming, the crossover turn. Give it a try and let me know in the comments how it goes. Just remember that this is a tricky one and it may take a little while to learn. Be persistent and don't give up, and it will get easier. I'm CoachMattZ. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'll see you next time.